Bishop and this is the Virtual Business Show. Today I want to talk about something that's been driving me mad for at least the last 4 years, and I know some others of you too. Let's talk about whether Facebook has lost relevance for business. I'm going to say it, I think it has, and I'll explain why. We're in an era now where bad actors, artificial intelligence, and opaque algorithms are running rampant on social platforms, and Facebook is right at the center of the mess. It's becoming a place where the information we're fed simply can't be trusted. From Instagram to Facebook, YouTube to X, we're seeing bots, fake accounts, and algorithmic manipulation influencing everything from your follow count to, allegedly, the outcome of global elections. The platform's algorithm controls what we see, what it serves to us, and, let's be honest, what the media reports too. The latest issue? Bot networks are exploiting Facebook's AI moderation system by mass reporting legitimate groups for policy violations, with no transparency, reason, or justification. The result has been thousands of groups, pages, and profiles taken down, deleted, or disabled since June 24, 2025, with no recourse. What does this mean? According to Jonathan Mast, Meta's own AI protection system has been weaponized against users with no human oversight and broken appeal processes. Facebook as we knew it, if you can even remember those days, doesn't really exist anymore. So I did a little experiment the other day. I scrolled through the first 150 posts on my newsfeed to get a sense of what Facebook thought I should be seeing. 20 posts were from friends. But here's the thing, they were the same 3 friends out of a total of 95. 2 posts were from people I don't even know. 20 were from pages I follow, and I follow 372, and this wasn't 20 different pages, but posts from the same 2 or 3. 46 were from pages I don't follow at all. 5 were from groups that I belong to out of a total of 34. And all from the same 2 groups. 7 were from groups I've not even joined, and a whopping 50 were ads. So generously, maybe 45 of those 150 posts were things I actually wanted to see. The rest? Noise. I'm seeing more, quote, other viewers on my stories than actual friends, which makes me wonder, who are these people? Why are they watching my stories? I'm not that interesting. Since COVID, Facebook's behaviour has gone from quirky to downright disturbing. Shadow banning, content censorship, groups taken down without warning, posts mysteriously disappearing, and to top it off, people being banned or deplatformed with no explanation at all. I've been shadow banned, I've had posts vanish. I've been suspended from community groups I've barely interacted with, chasing up admins who were just as surprised as I was. That particular suspension commenced a few weeks before and ended coincidentally one day after the Australian federal election, in a group I'd never made a political comment in. In another case, a VA group that I was part of, run by someone I've known for decades, blocked me, except they hadn't, not intentionally anyway. No admin could explain it. In another example, the Buy Local Sunshine Coast community group, gone. Just like that. Over 108,000 followers. Over 16,000 posts a month. No warning, no explanation, no appeal. Just deleted. Attempts to chase up Facebook support resulted in templated responses each time. Now, if this actually happens to you, there is a form that you can submit to Facebook, but good luck finding it. It's not exactly advertised. For the curious, I'll link to it in the show notes if it still exists. With over 3 billion monthly users, Facebook is essentially the largest country in the world. But it's one where you have no rights. You can't defend yourself. You can't confront your accuser. And if they say you've breached their ever-changing community standards, well, good luck arguing that. Let's not forget, you're not a customer, you're a user. And when you're a user, you're the product. And that's just the group side of things. For businesses who run business pages, the warnings are even more arbitrary. One such business I know of received a message on her own page that some of her previous comments didn't follow community standards on spam, and she was blocked from responding to messages or comments on her own page. Facebook wasn't answering her queries. Want reach? It seems now this is offered for those who are Meta verified. In Australia, that's $19.99 a month per profile. Want to be featured in the feed? That's $60.29 a month. And you get impersonation protection with that, which is a bit rich considering the flood of scam messages pretending to be from Meta staff, some of which are even sent via Meta's own messenger platform. You know, the ones warning of impending page deletion due to some obscure infringement. And yet Meta does nothing about stopping them. A call for help came to a VA group recently explaining that a client's personal profile and linked Instagram account had been hijacked and the Facebook account was just deactivated. They couldn't get into any account and attempts to contact Facebook resulted in "our inboxes are full" messages. One member suggested a workaround based on a colleague with a similar experience. Get Meta verified, and you can then talk to a real person at Meta about it to get it sorted. So let's be honest, this feels like a push to make Meta verified the new standard for businesses. Now, when we can't trust what we read, when we're censored or deplatformed for sharing opinions, and when the rules change at the drop of a hat, what's the point? Facebook is a behemoth that's completely lost sight of why it started in the first place. Facebook's own mission statement is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. Honestly, how do we reckon that's going? From where I sit, they're making the world more divided. In January 2024, Mark Zuckerberg was questioned at a public inquiry where someone summarized Facebook's business model as convincing 2 billion people to hand over their personal data just to see what their high school friends had for dinner. Mark replied, "That's not how I'd characterize it." Fast forward to April 2025, a whistleblower tells US lawmakers that Meta lied to Congress about actively trying to help China develop AI. Why? To gain favor with Beijing. Meanwhile, Meta is spending millions on R&D on 2 AI models, trained of course on billions of user profiles. But is the tide finally turning? Some social media agencies say that their clients are pulling back from Facebook because the return on investment just isn't there anymore. Mari Smith, one of the original Facebook marketing experts, has coined the term Facebook fatigue. She describes it as the frustration of constantly chasing algorithms, dealing with bugs, glitches, lockouts, and shutdowns, all while receiving zero support. She says, "It's allowing ourselves to be conditioned and manipulated by the big tech companies, believing that the only way to succeed on their platforms is to crank out even more content and try all kinds of tricks and hacks to get our stuff seen, to get more reach, to grow our following." But, she says, the shift she's seeing is away from vanity metrics, likes, follows, fake engagement, towards metrics that matter and actual results, real connections, real value. And I agree, but I also think this shift is happening as a result not only of the behaviour of platforms, but of their users. We're just over it. The trolls, the bots, the snide comments from strangers who wouldn't dare say those things to your face. Here's a selection of some recent ones. A post on Facebook shared an image from a German children's book about a firefighter with the quote, "A good way to learn German is to try reading children's books." There was a word highlighted, 34 characters long, that I will not attempt to pronounce. One guy in the comments posted that the only German word he knew from the text was firefighter because he worked it out from the context. The reply to that comment? Way to ignore the highlighted word just so you can do a little flex. Like, why? Why are we like this now? A post on a community notice board. Someone asked for advice about selling their house due to rising living costs. The replies were awful. One of them was, "Why? Are you writing a book or perhaps wanting to start a high-interest mortgage counselling group?" When the author said that they were questioning life and what's important now, the reply was stunningly brutal. It's a community board, love, not a meeting place for woes. Lifeline's number is 131114. Community groups are anything but community now. Trolls, keyboard warriors, bot accounts, or maybe real people who've just lost the plot. When people see this kind of behaviour, they mirror it, and Facebook becomes less a community and more a combat zone. So has Facebook lost relevance for business? I think it has. I used to say, and you'll find it right here in one of the shows at the podcast, that not having a Facebook page today was like not being in the Yellow Pages in the 1980s. And I still stand by that for one reason: Google. Facebook pages still rank highly in search results. That's why I keep mine. Not for engagement, not for reach, but because it helps people find me. I get 99% of my business through word of mouth anyway. I don't chase vanity metrics. My page is simply a reference point for people to learn about what I do, or see articles I've written, or things I share that I think are of value that I've seen elsewhere. But let's be clear. If you want visibility now, you'll probably have to pay. Meta provides the space for free. If you want reach, they want your dollars. That's just the facts now. If I'm honest, that's probably fair. They are a business and have been providing free services to businesses now for a very long time. But know what you're signing up for, that they have no scruples and very few morals, and you get nothing for nothing. Remember, if you're not paying, you are the product. So here are the main points I want to leave you with. Social media shouldn't be your entire marketing strategy. It should be just one part if you use it at all. Facebook is becoming less and less relevant for business thanks to cancel culture, censorship, trolls, bots, and arbitrary enforcement of vague and changeable rules. All social media platforms are designed to extract money. That's their business model. You are the product. Organic reach is intentionally restricted unless you pay to boost posts, pay for ads, or become Meta verified for a monthly subscription. If you don't, you'll be lucky to have 2% of your followers seeing your posts. Don't keep trying to build an audience on a social media platform you will never own. You can't export your followers into a CRM or email list. And customer acquisition costs from social media ads are soaring. And one final point, if the platform disappears tomorrow, what happens to your business presence? It's food for thought, because it's not just about reach, it's about control, ownership, and truth. If this resonated with you or made you rethink how you're using social media, I'd love it if you shared this episode with a fellow business owner. Until next time, take care of your time, your energy, and your digital real estate. I'm Lynn Prowse Bishop. Thanks so much for listening.